Good morning, friends. Today I am going to discuss about bandage. What is bandage? Types of bandage and use of bandage in general practice. How we how we manage a case of first aid with the help of bandage. Its merit and demerit also. Bandages bandaging Bandaging of an injury is performed for many different reasons. Bandaging of an injury is performed for many different reasons. It is an important way to control and prevent excessive blood loss. Various bandaging techniques are also used to minimize swelling and provide support to an injured area. Certain types of wrapping have been found to be the most effective, such as figure 8 and pressure bandage. The specific technique used depend on the type and location of the injury. A bandage of correct size should be toe or finger bandage 1 inch, head and neck bandage 3 inch, upper limb 2 to 3 inch, lower limb 3 to 4 inch, and trunk 4 to 6 inch. So these are the different types of bandage which is used in different parts. Use of bandage. Use of bandage we perform or used in different conditions like to hold the surgical dressing, to hold the splint and plaster cast, to afford first aid to injured, to control bleeding by pressure, to prevent edema or swelling, to immobilize a part or correct the deformity. In these conditions, we use bandage for preventing these conditions. Gauze pad may be used to stop heavy bleeding. A figure 8 bandage using either a roll of gauze or an elastic wrap is probably the most commonly used of the various joint bandaging techniques. It is usually applied to a joint such as the wrist, elbow or ankle. The bandage is first secured by wrapping it around a straight section of the arm or leg above the injury. It is then brought down below the injured area, looped halfway around and brought back up to a starting point, creating an 8. This is repeated until the injury is stabilized. Rolled gauze can be used in finger 8 wrapping. A spiral wrapping is one of the bandaging technique that is often used for arm and legs. It can be done with either an elastic bandage or the gauze. This method starts with anchoring the bandage by wrapping it over itself so that it is held securely in place, usually below the injury. The bandage is then wrapped upward around the limb in a spiral pattern, with the new layer of bandaging cover about half of the previous layer. The bandaging continue until the injury is well covered. This is the picture of a injured leg on which a medical professional used bandaging. A spiral wrapping is one of the bandaging technique that it is often used for arm and legs. For an injury that involves a lot of bleeding, one of the most useful bandaging technique is the combination of a spiral wrap with a thick layer of gauze or other suitable material to create a pressure bandage. Pressure is often the best way to get a wound to stop bleeding or at least to slow down. A pad of gauze or cloth can be used. A new feminine sanitary napkin is also a good choice for covering a bleeding wound. It is a highly absorbent and essentially germ-free. The absorbent material is applied directly to the wound, then a spiral wrap is used to hold it in a place. In the absence of trauma dressing, sanitary napkin may be used to stem the flow of blood. Whatever type of bandaging technique are used, it is important to make secure that the bandage is not wrapped so tightly that it interferes with circulation. The limb below the wrap should be checked often to make sure it is still warm and pink. This is especially important when using an elastic bandage, as it is easy to wrap one too tightly. If circulation is cut off, serious damage can result, possibly causing permanent damage. What is a figure 8 bandage? A bandage in which the turns cross each other like the figure 8, used to certain dressing to exert pressure for joint, to fix a splint for the foot or hand, for the great toe, and for sprains or hemorrhage. See in this diagram A, B, C, D 4 stages of 8 bandages. What is a Robert Jones bandage? Robert Jones bandage used in ankle sprain or injury in ankle. So this is about general idea for bandage. I hope this video is useful for student, paramedical staffs and general person for use of the different types of bandage in different conditions. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe.